never said this story on camera.
No, I love that because it's often like you don't hear that happen ever.
Grass is always greener.
But there's also on each side of the grass.
Yes. I always thought the US rave scene was complete. I thought that for so long until I saw those shows with John. I want to be a part of this.
Lots has changed. You've been on since last time on the podcast. We were like sat at home twiddling our thumbs,
wondering when shutdown was gonna end.
Yeah. And now superstar DJ.
Yeah. Crazy how time flies.
Well, it does. And also so much changes in such a short amount of time. I think especially nowadays, it's like, I feel like the artist's career would evolve over 10 years and it would be like a 10-year reinvention.
Yes.
I feel like now it's 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, for
I
me,
feel like you've lived like multiple careers in the last 6 years since we spoke, really.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, I actually, it's so funny. I know you appreciate it because you've known me for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like you knew me when I was doing I remember us having a dinner like 5 years ago when I was like opening for you in your headlining space, Miami. And I was like having a dinner with you. And I remember talking about how like I was just solely known in Europe and I was just touring Europe like a madman and nobody knew who I was in the States. And it was like Layton Giordani, and then they're like, "Oh, it's an Italian guy, right?" And I'm just like, "Oh man, I'm from New York." But yeah, I mean, those years were some of the best years ever. And then, COVID, and I was still touring Europe a lot. And then I just focused on America, and I switched agents, management, kind of just hit the whole reset.
Yeah,
of where I wanted my sound to go, and it hooked, and I got really lucky, and now I'm doing things out here now, and I'm stoked about it.
Do you prefer I don't think it's about a preference, but do you prefer not having to travel to Europe so much? I know you still do.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I lived in Amsterdam for like 3 years, and I was touring Europe for a long time, and I can't tell you how many times I was hopping on those flights from New York to Amsterdam. I know you've done it a bunch, and like
every week.
Yeah, man, and like I was doing that for years, and I had the craziest dreams in Europe, and like I feel like I lived up to those dreams. It doesn't mean I want to stop touring Europe, but my focus was very Europe focused, and now I'm kind of more on like a USA or even like a global tip, Asia, all that stuff. I really want to explore and see how far I can take it everywhere else.
What was the like mindset change for you coming out of COVID to now, and like, okay, for me to achieve this, I have to like reset everything?
I had to go back into the driver's seat. Honestly, I was just making music that I loved, and was kind of coasting a lot. I would just make my favorite type of records and then give them to Drumcode and the whole team and tour with them. But it came to a point where I was doing it for so long where I was like, I need to go back in the driver's seat and do me and not just be like a label artist. I was like, I hit that ceiling and I could feel it, and I was like, it's time for me to try and shake things up and go back into the driver's seat and reimagine who I am as an artist, but not just reimagine, like hit like the reset completely, because my past makes me who I am now, but finally just have the personality and the criticism on myself to say, this is who you are, you can do this, and you need to lead the way.
So what I like that, because I think it's so hard for artists to kind of step out of where they started. I'm not saying you started at Drumcode, but that was the kind of the first thing that had real success for you, right? It was similar to me with Dirty Bird. Like it was like that was the moment where, okay, Will Clarke is a Dirty Bird artist, Layton Giordani's a Drumcode artist, but it's like, how do you actually step out of that and go out and do something yourself? You probably had to have some pretty difficult conversations.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I gotta be honest, like with Drumcode, they're the guys that got me really, to the point where I was at. Like they pretty much started my whole career.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm being honest, and I'm very grateful and very lucky for that, and for Adam and everything he's done. I mean, he's my mentor, and I still talk to him today. We still do back-to-backs together, but they weren't really difficult conversations because it was like the elephant was in the room, right?
Yeah.
It was like, Layton's the best-selling Drumcode artist. Layton's the best-selling, one of the best-selling techno artists. It was like, I wanted more. I wanted to shake things up. And it's like, I could have sat and done that wave for maybe another 3 years or something, but I would have regretted it because, like we just said before, you need to, shake things up and put stuff in your own, make your own lane. But so essentially, when I spoke to management and Drumcode and Adam and everybody, I said it to them in such a way, how I'm saying it to you now, that they were just like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And like, you should do that. And they want me to do that. And they just want to still work together. And I was like, it was, great for me.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah, it was great for me because it's like, hey, listen, we could still do stuff together, but like also go, fly, which is pretty rare because when you leave certain labels and stuff like that, sometimes people can be very salty.
Yeah.
And with Adam, we've had this relationship where it's like it went a bit further than the music, I think. And he's not about the egos or anything. He just wanted what was best for me.
Which I think is really hard nowadays. I think not just nowadays, just generally. I think when somebody's helped you get to a certain level, I feel like there's hidden expectations that are never spoke about. But it's just the minute somebody then starts to get bigger or whatever, it's like, well, I did this for you, I did that for you. Yeah. It is massively about taking the ego out of it.
Yeah, and I won't even lie. We've definitely brushed elbows a bunch of times where it was like, so when you sign a new artist, right? You find this new artist, you put them on.
Yep.
You want them to get big because they're gonna make your brand big. You're gonna see success from it, and it works in both of our best interests.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, what people don't speak about is once that artist does get big and hits that reach, you want to kind of keep that artist there because that's the sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
But eventually the artist hits that ceiling and the artist says, okay, well, I've hit this limit. Where do I go from here?
Yeah.
How do I get to this next level? And that is the most difficult conversation in the world. But like I said, I kind of rode that wave and I hit that peak for a bit. And it was like, he just wanted me to do well. And we still talk about it. And that was the most important thing, honestly.
It's so important, man.
Yeah.
It's so important because I've had like countless encounters over the years of and conversations on the podcast where like label owners, there's a difference between like artist-led labels, indies, and then majors, right? There's three, and I think the artist-led labels can be very much, it's
emotional.
It's very emotional, but it's also like, what is the point of it, right? The point of having your own record label is so that you can put your music out, so you can release music that you believe in, and you can also build other artists and give back to the community. But also there's a level of like, well, people are riding off your coattails to a certain extent. By you putting out, especially artists that are smaller than you, they're getting a lot from that, right?
That's the whole game.
They want to get tours, they want to do all of that stuff, right? And when those artists become bigger than you, it's the time when you have to look in the mirror and speak to your ego and go, okay, like, which way do I take this?
Yeah. I think the best way to do it is to embrace it, not be salty, because if I was to find an artist and I put that artist on and he got massive or she got massive, even bigger than me at some point, I'd be like, hell yeah, I discovered that person, and I would root for them. You could have an ego, but like when this is all said and done, no one's DJ career is going to last forever. You're going to retire one day. Do you want to be retired grumpy and angry at the world, or do you want to be happy knowing that you've contributed and like literally pushed the scene forward? I think about that a lot. Like legacy and building forward with the label. Like even with my label, like I really want to. Right now, I'm focusing on putting out my own records, but like I'm looking at artists to sign and people who I think are gonna shape the sound and like push everything forward. Yeah.
Why did you start a label?
It was just time.
Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's great to see.
Yeah, no, I started because it was just time, you know, like I was so tired of trying to put out records and then having to bend the knee to everyone's release schedule.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man, I'm so sick of this. And like I had this new record with Green Velvet and it was a collab that we had and we're like, what label should we do? And he goes to me, he's like, hey, have you ever thought about starting your own label? And I was like, actually, like it was like hindering in the back of my head.
Yeah.
But then when he said it, like one of your mentors says it, I was like, oh, okay. Like even Curtis thinks I should do this. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I have. Like, would you be down to do the first release? And he's like, absolutely, let's do it. And
he's such a G.
Bro, he is.
He's the best, man.
He's done everything.
There's like also not many people that like can walk into a room and just change the whole atmosphere.
0 to 100.
It's like unbelievable. And also like talking of egos, we all have an ego. Yeah. Every single one of us.
1,000,000%.
His ego is so chill.
He's so monumental. And the thing is, like, he's been through so many waves of the music. And it's funny because I've been, you know, doing shows with him recently and obviously we just did the release, but like I feel like he's in this new era of his where it's just like he cares about doing good shows and having good times and he has zero time for any sort of drama and he doesn't care about like the tiny things. Like for example, we were doing this show at Shrine and it was such a huge deal to me and I was like, I want the production like this. I want the lasers like this. I want this like this. And he goes, I'm like, what do you want? I'm calling him. He's like, it's all good. He's like, whatever you want, baby. Just do what you want. Yeah. I was like, all right, fine. Yeah.
Yeah. He's just, I guess when you've been doing it for that long, it's like, what does actually matter?
I mean, the endless thing that matters is obviously just like creating and like building, right? Then like the show aspect, I think, is trying to do something new. But when you've been doing it for 30 plus years.
Also, what's new nowadays?
That's what I'm saying.
Like how can we give, especially in like Shrine, let's use Shrine. It's a massive venue, right? The budget isn't endless unless you don't want to make any money. Yeah. Like, what can you do that nobody else has done?
Yeah, so we thought about that when we were doing Shrine and we're like, okay, we're not going to do a massive LED screen. So we're like, how do we just reverse engineer this little situation, which is something that has been done a billion times. Exactly. So we just did like simple production, like a ton of lasers and focused on like making a special intro and you know, linking with the guys. But essentially what we tried to do is try to make it feel like a cool like club vibe, you know, with like LED walls. I think we did a solid job, but like, as you said, like for sure we didn't scratch anything new as far as production.
But it's like, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah.
Realistically, there's a bunch of ravers that would just want to listen to great music and have a good time with their friends.
True.
That's the crux of what we're doing.
Yes.
Like, we're not changing lives.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
It's true, bro. We're not trying to cure cancer or anything. It's true. And I think also like, for me, I do get caught up in like production and like how like I want to build things and stuff like that. Cause it's like, that's like the part I'm in my career where it's really fun, where it's like, not only can I make music, but like worry about like making the atmosphere.
Well, you're also, like which is amazing. It's an amazing situation to be in because like you're now selling enough tickets and making enough money that there's budgets on the table. Yeah. Cause it all costs money.
Yeah. It's right.
But it's also like, I'd love it if you're like, I'm doing nothing and it's just a dark room and just see if I think it's more so because especially in America, and I spoke to Fergie on the podcast, which the episode actually didn't come out.
Oh no,
because he talks so much.
It
was amazing. No, it was genuinely an amazing episode, but he was just like, dude, I sound like a grumpy old man. But he did the Vegas trip of like, he moved to Vegas and did the whole residency over there for years. And he was like,
do you know which residency he did?
I can't remember. He was like a resident DJ in like, I think it was, I don't know if it was Grutman's clubs. He's done it for 10 years.
Right. Okay.
Maybe a bit longer. And he said like over time, Vegas had this thing of Vegas being Vegas. And now every club in the world is trying to be Vegas.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd never even thought of that perspective. And it really is not every single club, obviously, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Ibiza's kind of turned into Vegas slightly. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Well, like DC-10 is not Vegas.
Yeah.
But like High Ibiza, like, I don't know. I do think they have a great culture going on, but like, yeah, you gotta sell tickets. You gotta sell bottles.
Yeah.
Like that's how,
Yeah.
well, I mean, listen, it's a business at the end of the day. There's like the business side, the raver side.
Totally.
It's great if you can make it happen in both. I think Ibiza's kind of this little sweet spot for them because it's like paradise getaway. And even now you got so many Americans go over there who know what Vegas is all about. So it's like, oh yeah, I'll just drop $2,000 on a...
They're willing to spend money.
Yeah. Vodka, sure. 2 G's, no problem.
Well, I think also is like dance music culture has become way more commercialized generally. It's way more open to... It's not underground anymore, if you know what I mean. There is the underground side of it, but it's not underground. It's you have extremely famous people with extreme amount of wealth going to these shows. Like I remember talking to Chris Lake and when he did his record with Grimes, and they're like, yeah, Elon might come to the show. And when you like, if you think about that on a grand scheme of things,
it's
like
insane.
If it's that level,
it's insane. And
you're like, that's crazy.
Dude, I was playing like Live and you got like Jamie Foxx and this guy and so I'm just like, what the hell? Now we got Travis Scott playing and stuff and I'm just like...
Well, and with like Anima, with like all of his collabs and stuff, and you're like, it's the two worlds merging.
Yeah.
Like, does it...
What's your take on that, by the way? Like the whole like fuse of that? Because like, it's so funny. I initially thought it was really cool to see someone like bring that. But then I also was like reading a lot of like comments online and people saying like, you're ruining the culture, you're ruining this. And I'm just like, I wonder. I don't
think it's ruining culture. I think it's putting cultures together. Like, but realistically, hip house has been part of our culture since day one.
Yeah.
I think it's just, they just don't, the people that are saying you're ruining culture just doesn't understand culture.
Yeah.
Do I like it? No.
Yeah.
Do I think it could be done better? Yes.
Yeah. But I just mean like the thought of
I love it.
Yeah, same.
Love it.
Same.
It's sick. It's like, especially bringing two worlds together that are so massive. Like, what does that do for us?
Yeah.
Like for guys that aren't that big.
Yeah.
Right. It just opens the world out to a new audience.
It just makes it like exciting.
Yeah.
You know, like to scratch that surface, like that our music has become like such a thing where it's not like you got like someone Travis Scott that wants to get involved in it. I just think it's very, because I mean like those musicians are like, to me, like definitely have influence on me.
Yeah.
So now just to see them like 5 feet away from me is insane.
It's mental, isn't it? It's like the lineups as well.
If you are not using Song Stats, then I think you have been living under a brick. I've been using it for the last 5 years. They have been a sponsor on the podcast for a fair amount of months now, and you've heard me talk about them multiple times. This is the one-stop shop to track everything to do with your music, whether it's being playlisted on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Amazon, Deezer, whether a DJ is playing your record on their mix, whether a radio station is playing your music. It also has a marketing tool that allows you to reach out to third-party playlists. It's an unbelievable tool. They've also just added a widget which allows you to add onto your mobile app, which just tracks absolutely everything, giving you Instagram followers, giving you your monthly listeners. I'm literally getting notifications now on Song Stats telling me somebody's added my new record on a playlist on Spotify. It's crazy. You should be using it. We have teamed up and they are giving you 10% lifetime on a subscription. Use the code word Will Clarke or click the link in the bottom or in the captions or whatever you're listening on. That's Will Clarke at the code. Go use it. It's an absolute no-brainer.
You go look at Coachella. It's like 70% electronic.
True.
Taken over.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Why do you think it has?
The genres are dividing even more. And I think that we used to just have like house, techno, this, that. But I think we've all recycled everything way too much. Now we're all trying to do something fresh and new. And then now people are like taking pop records, infusing them with this. And I think it's the same for pop artists. Pop artists are so sick and tired of pop standard, tracks, and they hear house music and they're like gravitated towards it.
Yeah.
Also, we have so many talented like music producers in the world that like it's easier now than ever to just open up your laptop and make beats. Yeah. And like if you think about it, it's almost like an infection, and it's just like spread so much that I think now it's just come to a part where it's like DJs can create records from start to finish on their laptop, and it's not just like a handful of people like it used to be. Now it's everybody,
especially with the likes of companies like Splice and things like that. It's like it makes it even easier.
Yeah, I mean, bro, like literally there's so many kids that are making hit records, and they don't even need a pop star anymore. No. They get their vocals some other way, or they twist and turn samples, and they're making anthems. So like, and also from a business standpoint, think about booking Drake or this guy or that guy. Those are millions. Book a DJ, pay him $1 million or $500K or something. Yeah. Coachella is probably making bank,
And production costs are way less, probably.
A lot of less divas.
Frank Ocean's not. Yeah. Frank Ocean's ice rink. Like, no DJ's asking for that.
Yeah. Oh, I was just thinking about was
Yet.
Yeah, until it starts scaling.
Oh, it's going. It's going there already.
Yeah.
It's going there already.
True. I was thinking about what you just said before. What about DJs playing places like with no like lights or anything? You know who did actually do that was Fred again, Skrillex, and Fortat at MSG.
Yeah.
They literally had no production, good sound, I think, from what I remember. But the biggest impact was when the track dropped, they turned all the lights on. Yeah. And everyone went nuts.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
Well, I think it's really interesting what he's doing generally, as in Fred again, because it's almost like it's almost anti what everything else is going on, but it's bigger than everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
It's like very small production. The way he's releasing music, obviously there is a plan behind it all, but it's like here's another record, here's another record, here's another record. It's not focused on one record. Like you and I, like we release a record, we work it for a certain amount of time, then another one comes out. It's very much like white label vibes.
Yeah.
Why do you think that? Why do you think it does so well?
I mean, I haven't heard tons of his like latest releases. Like I know like his past stuff, like those 2 albums that he did with the colors. I forget what they were called.
Yeah, the COVID ones.
Yeah, those were amazing. And I think he's just you really can't compare with him because like he's his own performer. Yeah. Like it's the same as like booking someone to play an instrument. Like that's essentially what he does. Like he's in his own thing. Like you can book us, we spin records. Like we're not, that guy's on another level. So I think that's what put him in the place. And he has the audience for that. And the thing is like when you hear his records, like, and he writes amazing music, but like when you hear his music and he's doing it live, that is such a
different experience.
It's going to touch someone way different than me and you just playing.
Press and play on the sync button, baby.
That's it. I mean, that's the truth, Yeah. And I know. We all know. So that's fine. But he's special. Also, he comes from what I understand, he's been doing this his whole life.
Pop music, yeah. He's had countless number ones, like as a writer.
Yeah, like but from what I've heard, like he came from born into this. Like he was like born into this.
Yeah, Brian Eno was his like godfather.
Yeah, so I mean I'm happy for him, but it's like sick. I was like, I wish someone taught me all these 50 instruments. You gotta deal with the cards you got,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't You can't choose where you're born, are you? Really?
No.
Changing. I want to dig into changing management teams.
Uh-huh.
I want to dig into the difference between because I think we can fall into management as artists, right? There comes a point in our career where it's like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. You're my manager, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
When you're really flipping the reset button on your career, and it's like, I want this, this, and this, and you want to concentrate on America and the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
How is those conversations for looking for management go to?
Yeah, I mean, actually, a lot of people ask me this because they knew that I was like signed to Drumcode, and like Drumcode was representing me as management and stuff like that. To be honest with you, like the thing with Metatone and the guys that I have now is it happened so naturally, and I'm like, it literally fell into my lap, and it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't like saying, oh man, I need a new manager, I need this, I need that. Like, my team was great, with Drumcode. They were, fantastic. They helped me get to the place where I was, headlining Awakenings Festival. Or Awakenings ADE and all that stuff. So it was more of just a thing where it was like, I was doing a John show. I didn't even know who John Summit was. Yeah. Like, and I was asked to play with him. He was a fan of mine. He liked a lot of my music. And I was like, okay, yeah, like it was a sick offer. And I was like, I want to play in the US. Everyone's like, he's crushing it. This is the guy you want to be playing with. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's see how it goes. I did the show, and then I met his management because his management was like touring with him all the time. And I was like, I saw John, and I saw the effect that he had on all these people and how many tickets he sold. Yeah. With me on the lineup with them as well. And I was just like, holy shit, this is crazy. Like, this is like what I want to do in the US. Like, this is literally what I want to do. And then I met his managers, Parker and Holt, and it was crazy because I was like, oh wait, you guys are his management? I was like, you guys are like my age. Yeah. I was like, your managers? What? Like, what's going on here? And then like, we had a good time. We were chatting, and I was like, I'm like really impressed that you guys are, have a management thing. And I guess in my head, for some reason, because I got into the scene very young, I always thought your manager was going to be this wise guy who was 20, 30 years older than you, know?
Well, it was for so long.
Yeah.
It was that.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's really what it comes down to is just being a very, good at your job and good at business and stuff like that. Not to say Drumcode wasn't. They were fantastic. I met these guys, and I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. Didn't think anything of it, was just very impressed. Got booked for a second show with John in the US. Because the first one was really good. And then I was like, holy these guys again. I'm like, and this time we're playing in front of like 7,000 people. I'm like, what the f is going on here? And I was like, and then he was asking me, he's like, are you playing US a lot? I was like, no, I'm really thinking about it. And I was like, wait, did we just become like best friends? Like, what's going on here? Like, we were just like chatting and stuff. And then I was like, once I had a feeling, I was like, I could work with these guys, and I knew they were like really good guys. It took some time, some chatting back and forth, especially with John too, like just talking to everybody. And I hit up my management, and I was like, guys, like, we need to have a talk. And I said to them, I was like,
that horrible conversation.
Yeah, no, but listen, this is why it's so beautiful, honestly, and this is why I say it was meant to be. Because I sat and I talked to them, and I said, hey, listen, like, I know what you guys are doing. I know Adam's doing amazing. You guys are crushing it. I'm so grateful for everything you've done for me, but my heart is like speaking to me, and it's telling me that this is something that I should pursue. And I was like, I had the best example, and it was so true. And when I said it to them, it like automatically hit home for my management. So when Adam first got very big as an artist and started to get really big, they were in their like basically high 20s, low 30s. And Jeremy, my manager, was also the same age as Adam. Yeah. And I was like, Jeremy, do you remember when you had that like lift off moment and you were like, you guys were the same age and everything? I was like, I'm feeling like this synergy, like this is going to take me to the next level. Yeah. And he said, when I said that to him, he didn't say anything right away. He's like, okay, let's talk again in a day. Let me, sit and think
digest
on things.
It,
yeah. And then he said that really resonated with me. He says that really resonated, and he can't even argue with that. Yeah. And he said, how about this? Let's let me set up a call. Let me make sure that these guys are good, and let's maybe talk out a system or a situation or a new deal in place,
Yeah.
you know, so that, you know, Jeremy's not, or Drumcode's not forgotten for everything that they've done for me,
Yeah.
and I can shift things over slowly and see how things are going with them, so that I'm not in a bad position if things go sour each way.
If things go south each way, that's
Exactly.
amazing, man.
So that's actually fun. I've never said this story on camera.
No, I love that, because it's often like you don't hear that happen ever. It's usually things
sour.
Every time.
That's what I'm saying. It was like
every time I've left management, it's just been a nightmare.
This
a nightmare.
This was like a thing where it was very transparent, and I really think it was meant to be. It was meant to be, like the way that my path has gone into this new segment and doing what I do. It was just really meant to be, and we're still doing, you know, Drumcode shows.
Yeah.
Still all, you know, friends and everything.
Which is perfect.
Yeah, I mean they're worried about maybe retiring in 10 years. I'm worrying about how do I keep this party going and elevate
for
stuff
the next 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what they understand.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of all of it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I love that, man. I'm happy for you. Really happy for you.
Thank you.
When it comes to reinventing yourself, right? Like that journey of, okay, America's now the focus, or the rest of the world. What are those things that you put in place as an artist to change that? Or what is the team putting in place?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't even like the word saying reinvent, because it's like, it's as if it's like I had a system's not working and I wanted to make a new system.
Yeah.
Because like that is such a thing that like I am where I'm at now from what I did in the past.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not so much a reinvent. It's like, I just like took myself to a whole new level, you know? And I think in order to go to a new level, you have to, you got to, what's the word? You got to like, evolve.
Yeah.
So
evolve is the right word.
Yes. Evolve. So like, cause like I would consider like reinventing, like if I was like in this place, if I was a dubstep act and then went into you know, like for example, Reinvent would be like Malp.
Yeah.
He was doing EDM and all this stuff, and then he changed his whole name and did that.
Yeah.
I'm still me 100%, and I respect all my roots, and I look at it as evolving. But yeah, I think the key things to do that and to strike it, and the thing that my team has helped me out so much with, is every year we have goals, right? Yeah. On how we're going to keep evolving and push this thing further, and where I want to go musically. And they'll say, LG, what's your goals? Write the craziest shit on a piece of paper. Write the craziest thing. And we will put that in our pocket and see what we can do to get us to that point. Headline Shrine.
Yeah. Headline
Brooklyn Mirage, which I was going to headline Brooklyn Mirage, and then the whole thing.
And then they got flattened.
Yeah, exactly. But I was going to do Mirage in the summertime, which sucked that I couldn't do that. But like,
something better will come up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing Brooklyn Storyhouse. That'll be great, and I'm stoked to do that. But releasing, I had like the Gorillaz collab. Like I wanted to do a collab with the Gorillaz and like all this other crazy stuff, like remixes, and do my own record label. But yeah, so we have that, and then we say, okay, how do we get from there to there? And that's literally just being laser focused. And I have to say, ever since I signed to new management and really went back into the driver's seat in my career, it's a 24/7 thing.
Yeah.
I don't have time for anything else.
Yeah.
Don't have time for relationships. Don't have time for, you know, anything. Just solely focused on the music. And, you know, if I pick up the phone right now and I call Parker or I call Holt and say, hey, I got this idea, I want to do this, they're like, okay, what is it?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as they're not like on an airplane, they're cooking, you know?
Yeah.
But
how does it feel to have that though? Because I think it's so important. And I've seen it in your career. I've seen a change, and there's a definite before and after. How does that feel to have that?
It's amazing. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's if I could say what it was for me from now to then, it was honestly just maturing.
Yeah.
Because when I jumped into this, I was a little kid, and now I'm more of an adult, I want to say, and I take this very seriously, that this is not only my dream and passion, but it's my job and it's my career, and I've just learned how to put it all into one thing, and I take it very seriously, and I've matured into my role as an artist, and instead of seeking advice constantly, I try to like write my own,
path.
Yeah.
Truly. Important, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's the last 2-3 years. That's really what my focus has been, is how to stay in the driver's seat and try to push things forward and lead my own way, rather than focusing on, record labels or other artists to help carry my career.
It's so key. Mm-hmm. Was there like a realization for you of having to get to that point, like personally, not necessarily of course we spoke about the leaving Drumcode, or not leaving Drumcode, but changing managements and all of that. Was there a personal thing that you were just like, it just felt that was the right time?
I gotta be honest, Ben, when I saw John and I saw his show and I got brought to those shows, I felt a new spark, and I was like, I can't believe this is what is happening in the US now. And I was like, I always thought the US, and I'm just saying this, I'm American, so I can say
You're allowed to say it.
Yeah, like I always thought the US rave scene was complete.
Yeah.
I thought it was terrible. Yeah. I thought I was living the best life in Europe, playing all this cool underground, stuff. I didn't think the rave scene in the US was good, except for Miami Music Week, Los Angeles, and like Space Miami, Yeah. Other than that, I thought the US was shot.
Yeah.
And I thought that for so long, until I saw those shows with John and I saw the music coming to America more than I ever thought. Like, I knew Dirty Bird was a thing, but like, I think since Dirty Bird, the whole house and techno scene has had a huge explosion in the US more than ever. And when I saw that happening, I was like, holy shit, I want to be a part of this. I want to do this in my own home. I want people to know that I'm from New York, and I want people to know that, these are my roots, and I want to try and it was just, I was inspired. Honestly, that's the thing. I was inspired, and I just really wanted to, show everyone my sound and do what I did in Europe and do it there. It was just inspiration, honestly. When I saw those shows and I saw what was happening with the scene, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do now.
Love that.
Yeah.
What's the plans for the label?
Still working on it. No, it's honestly, so the plan was to like do our own couple releases with my name, just to kind of like give it the boost. And I had music that I really wanted to put out, and I was like, I'm sick of waiting for other labels. Let's just get cooking, you know? And we started doing that. And now I'm looking to sign some other artists. I just signed a new record from Adam Selleck. He did a revision of Tiga Mind Dimension.
Yeah.
Tiga's a homie. I sent it to him. He really likes it. So that's going to be the first release of 2026. Signing some like unknown guys, couple, Brazilian guys, Canadian kid. I don't want to leak out too much info yet because I got to make sure I'm signing them before I start saying it. Yeah. No, but
how's the label set up? Is it distributed through anyone specific?
Yes. So when I decided I wanted to start my own label, we were kind of shopping with other labels to see like who wanted to like be the mechanism behind it, like do all the the distribution, dirty work, all that type of stuff. And then we had so much success with that Party All the Time record with Armada.
Yeah,
we said to Armada, we're like, oh hey, what do you think about this? And then they came back, and we were so happy when we put that record out. And they hit us back, and they gave us they're like, hey, we want to sponsor you. Like, what is it gonna take to
do it,
to put on the blinders and just go and run with us?
Yeah.
And they came really correct, and they offered us everything, and I'm so happy with them right now.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing that I was most scared about starting a record label was starting a label and then doing it on my own, and not having that support system behind me.
Not having a team.
Yeah, because like I was so scared about setting something up that I believe in. Cause once you set it up, you got to go, this is you, like this is your brand. You got to go full force. And it was such a big step for me because I've always wanted it to be like if I was going to start a brand, I would want it to be like Drumcode or something. I would really want it to hit the masses.
Yeah, of course.
So I just wanted to see how much of a shoulder I could get to lean on. And Armada was a perfect setup.
Yeah.
And like I said, we've only have 3 releases, but they've all been streaming pretty good and people are singing the lyrics to them. And
it's the main thing, right? Again, why do we do this?
That's what I'm saying,
like,
man.
Why are we doing it? Is like putting good music out so that people can enjoy good times at a club. I've
lost plenty of money on my label already, but that was not the goal. The goal was for people to hear my music and know that it's my thing and sing along and enjoy it and do crazy things with it. I mean, like the Gorillaz track, I did Dare and I got it released and they
How was that process?
I didn't think it was gonna happen. If I tell you, like we were going back and forth with these guys for a year.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I can believe it.
I was like, this track's never gonna come out. And my management's like, okay, just like keep this one in your back pocket and just like think like play in your head that it's never gonna come out.
Yeah.
Because basically it was so much back and forth, and they would hit us back like
Damon Albarn, just generally. You're talking to Blur. Like that's it's another level.
Like this track, in order for it to get released, like they had to listen to it and approve it. And it was like, it was such a process. And in the end, it came out. I'm very happy. And I didn't think it was going to happen. I still can't believe that it finally came out, even on my own label.
Yeah. Who resung it?
No, it wasn't resung.
Was it not resung?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Is it not?
No, so I think there was like another version that came out and they had a resung version.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I wonder why they had the resung, because
they
like
clear it.
Yeah, but like if you can clear it. So my version that I did like a year ago, I sent it over to management. I was like, let's see if we can get this done. And we sent it to them and I took like the main vocals. I didn't re-sing anything. And they heard it and I tried to keep it as close to the original as I could because I love that song so much. I just wanted to be able to play.
Great record, the original.
Thank you, bro. Yeah. And and I'm so happy that I got like massively adopted by like kind of like the cool cats and underground guys. Like, Seth Troxler, Capriati, Jamie Jones, like all of them playing is just like makes my heart happy.
But it's also such an iconic original, right? As well.
Yeah.
So it's like we're seeing it with Tiga at this moment in time. Like a lot of Tiga's classics are coming out again.
Yeah, like I did Let's Go Dancing.
Yeah. Armada, like did they buy all of his catalog?
Yeah, I think they have his whole catalog.
Yeah.
To my understanding, they got Armada's got their fingers dipped in everything.
They own everything right now. Everything.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's mad. It's a crazy world we live in, right?
It's all business and
Are you happy?
Am I happy?
Yeah.
Like as a person?
Generally, yeah.
I'm ecstatic.
Yeah.
I've reached this pinnacle part of my life where I'm living this high and I'm like, I better enjoy every last second because I don't know how long this is going to last.
Yeah.
I've hit this point where it's like, I've gotten everything I've asked for in my wildest dreams with like my music career that I'm just like, all right, something's going to go wrong. I'm just like, I'm like superstitious or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm very happy. Also, like I'm on vacation right now. I mean, I know I'm doing this, but like we're at home. I'm in New York. Yeah. Like I'm on a ultimate high. We sold out Shrine. Yeah. I didn't think I was gonna sell that out. Like I don't know. I'm grateful, to be honest. I think it's unreal. You've seen where I've come from.
Yeah, man.
It's stupid.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's great.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Right.
I've got a lot to work on.
Okay.
There's a lot of like things for me to work on.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited about.
You've like been in this for so long. You've been like crushing it for so long, and I remember opening up for you at Space, and I was like, I wish I was playing that Sunrise slot. And I was like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
When was that? 2019?
I don't know. It was a long time ago. I just remember
that was
being very jealous.
It wasn't that long ago. 2020. It was after COVID.
No. It was probably 2024 or something.
2024 was last year.
Oh my God. I'm already thinking.
He's tripping me out now.
Because I'm already thinking like 26.
This technically comes out in 26, so it is technically 26.
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking, but my brain constantly, this is what I'm saying, like, I've been in such work mode that, like, this year is already, like,
I think it was
written.
22.
Yeah, it's got to be 22.
22.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, 2 years ago, or no, probably, like, 3 years ago. So I was saying, like, 24.
It's a long time. So much happens, so much changes. For anybody listening now, what piece of advice would you want to put out to the world?
Any type of advice?
Anything. Not just about music, just life
advice.
Man. You've learned a lot, man.
I've learned a lot, but like my head is constantly buried in music that I don't even think it's good advice and any other type of advice. No, but I mean, I guess if I had advice given the road that I've been on, and this is just what I think is, given what I've done and like lived in my life, I don't think the end all be all and happiness is all about money or fame, to be honest. I think it's more about finding, love and like those types of things. And I would stress to everybody to have a better outlook and not chase greed. And my advice is that, to not chase the greed and kind of,
I love that, but I'd also push back on that to a certain extent from I love it as advice.
Yeah.
But where we sat 45 minutes ago, are you listening? My thing is, are you listening to your own advice? Because you literally said, I don't have time for relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but so that's what I'm saying. So like my advice based off of like the way I've lived my life and everything, like the things that I want in the future is a solid relationship, is all this stuff. I've had all the money and I've had all these things and all this stuff. And the thing that I still want has nothing to do with money. Yeah. I've done all of that. And what is it? The simplest thing I want is in the future, maybe a nice relationship, all that stuff. Like, that's a God's honest truth. I've had everything I've wanted in this whole music career, and I love it. I'm gonna do it till the day it's no more fun. But it's not all about money and fame to riches. No. And I know a lot of people. I have friends that like chase greed and money and everything, and it's like just in bottomless pit. You'll keep getting, but like I think the true key to for me, from what I've learned over the past years, is like not about the materialism. Yeah.
I totally agree. I think it's hard to get to that point, right? Because you also have to understand, you have to have experienced all of it.
To have that realization, you have to get to that point. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, sure. Okay, buddy. Give me $1 million, then I'll tell you how I feel.
Right. Yeah. What's that saying? Is I'd rather be unhappy and crying in a Lamborghini than unhappy and crying in a whatever. But it's like
the grass is always greener.
But there's also on each side of the grass.
Yes, that's true. Then that's being like pessimistic though now.
It's true though.
But then again, a relationship, happy kids, happy family.
Yeah.
That.
But again, it's 50-50, right? With divorce rates, it's 50-50. Like it is 50%. So it's like, but I'm just playing devil's advocate.
But maybe also like I'm saying that because I haven't reached that part of happiness. I've reached the happiness of fame and wealth. Maybe I need to.
It's really interesting because like I have a girlfriend now. Been together for 2 years. And
congrats.
Thanks, man.
And you get married?
No. I will be. Okay. Like, fucking amazing. Because it's like, I was single for 10 years of doing this touring thing. Yeah. And you know how it is. It's fun. It's great. It's like you meet a lot of people.
Boring after time.
Sorry?
So it gets boring after a time.
Yeah. Just like anything, right? Realistically.
Yeah.
But it's just completely different. It's an interesting period of life when you kind of meet that person and you're like, yeah, this is it. We're in.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty amazing.
Comfort, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
But how do you, for me, like, I never wanted it. It was never a want. It just, similar to like your management conversation, it just happened.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's the way it should happen.
Yeah.
That's when the divorce rate doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
Right?
Yeah.
That's good though.
Yeah, it's good. Dude, thanks for coming on. Let's do this in another 5 years' time. Big love. Congrats on everything, man. It's so nice to see. Like genuinely, like I know we don't get to catch each other often, but I'm genuinely so
But we
happy
go
for you.
way back, bro. Yeah. I mean, like even before then, like my manager, my oldest manager was your roommate. We didn't even talk about that. Yeah.
Exactly. Not Kier.
Kier, yes.
Kier, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
When I first got signed to Drumcode, my first manager ever was your roommate. In
Ibiza?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before I went to Jeremy.
Wow, that was a long time ago. Is Kier managing still? I haven't spoken to him for years.
Kier had a kid and got married, and he got some really sick job in like, I don't know, like an IT type thing.
Yeah.
He's doing really well.
I love Kier.
Yeah.
Such a nice guy. Also a really sick producer.
Yeah.
That no one ever knows because he never put music out.
I remember when I was making music and like I would send him, like, because he was my manager, I would send him tracks and he'd be like, nah, fix this synth, fix this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Absolute, like,
yeah,
genius. Go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember like walking in and he'd be just in his pants, just making music. I'm like,
weren't you guys like lived together in Ibiza or something?
Yeah, Ibiza, San Antonio. He was, I don't know what he was working for. I think he was working for Cream because with Dutton, you know James. Do you know James Dutton?
Mm-mm.
So he was one of Kier's mates, but Dutton now runs a lot of the production for what's the At Night. It's not the At Night group. You guys might help. You might be able to help. The company that owns High.
Oh. Night League. Yes.
That's it.
There you go.
So, the production company that does all of their production, he's like running that. So
sick.
It was quite a fun apartment at the time.
I bet it was.
Dude, big love. Keep it up.
Right.
Thank
Thanks,
you, man.
Bro.
Appreciate it.